Welcome back to the show that gives a fresh take on politics and society. How fresh are my takes, you ask? As fresh as my new haircut. I know. I said that my hair would struggle to find a comb over the course of our first season, but after noticing that we got just over 40 views on our pilot episode on YouTube, I decided to change myself before success changes me. What won't change is our affinity for the most interesting stories of the week. So in today's show, we talk Chinese feelings, the coup-soup scent hitting Hichilema's nose, and the voice of God in Namibian politics. My name is Ashwyn Mberi, and it's time for the second take. We start in China, where a draft law banning speech and dressing detrimental to the spirit of Chinese people has sparked debate across the country. If the law comes into force, people found guilty could be fined or jailed, but the proposal does not yet spell out what constitutes a violation. The clothing law has drawn immediate reactions from the public, with many online criticizing it as excessive and absurd. The contentious clauses suggest that people who wear or force others to wear clothing and symbols that undermine the spirit or hurt the feelings of the Chinese nation could be detained for up to 15 days and fined up to 5,000 yuan, which is around $680. Talk about a risky situation. Because how does one determine if their clothes will hurt someone's feelings or not? For example, there are very few folks that look better in suits than Chinese people. However, suits come from the Western world, and honestly, so does the overwhelming concern for feelings. Since when were feelings a Chinese thing? The Communist Party makes it a point to appear as strong as possible, and it's because they are. The last thing I would have considered was them being offended by clothing material and style. But then again, I had my own opinions when I saw how Kanye West and his wife have been dressing in Italy, so maybe I should not judge. And naturally, that is not a sentiment shared by the French, because they have decided to ban children in state-run schools from wearing the abaya, the loose-fitting, full-length robe worn by some Muslim women. The same France that has condemned the Taliban's suppression of women. But if I had to get into France's double standards when it comes to freedom, there wouldn't be enough time to consume that political croissant, so I think it's best that we move on. Zambia's President Hichilema has warned potential coup plotters not to threaten the Southern African nation's democratic rule and stability. To colleagues that think we are timid by being kind and that they can break the laws and entertain thoughts of illegal takeover of government, including undemocratic coup d'etat, we are coming for you, he said. And I, like many Zambians, could not understand where this came from. Zambia is credited for being one of the beacons of democracy in Africa, having changed ruling parties several times, which is uncharacteristic of their brothers and sisters across SADC. Since gaining independence in 1964, Zambia has never experienced military rule. Mr. Hichilema himself won a landslide victory over an incumbent president, which makes me wonder where this presidential paranoia could be coming from. Did military coups literally on the other side of Africa make Mr. HH feel like he had to issue a warning to Zambians? What does he know? And I have to ask, what has he done? Ali Bongo, for example, was a dynastic ruler that inherited the role from his father, so I get the Gabonese anger. Even if we bring it next door, Robert Mugabe ruled for 37 years, leaving Zimbabweans with more good English than meals on the table. So I get that too. But what in the world could have signaled to him that Zambians were considering unwrapping the chitenge that is his presidency? I guess only God knows, which leads us into the next story. Namibia's former Deputy Executive Director in the Finance Ministry, Ali Angula, who announced in May that she will run for president in the 2024 national elections as an independent candidate, said God instructed her to contest. About 3 years ago, and this might sound very odd, she said, I had a dream, and in that dream, I was being told that I must run for the presidency. Now, I'm not one to question divine messages. I certainly respect everyone's rights to their own beliefs. However, if those beliefs involve potentially leading people and making decisions over their lives, I'm going to have at least one question, and I'll keep it concise. Is there a chance that she may have heard a voice that also asked her to be accountable to her business decisions? Because aside from First Lady Monica Gengos dragging her to court over unpaid loans worth 800,000 Namibian dollars, she's also being chased by Nedbank Namibia over a loan now worth 4.7 million Namibian dollars that she allegedly took from that bank in 2014. That's almost 10 years ago. A presidential term is 4 years. And running a country is as big as business gets, and one does not need divine intervention to understand that part. Let's talk more politics and religion as we head into NAM's Perspective after the break. Welcome to NAM's Perspective. This is the segment dedicated to finding out how Namibians feel about their country, Africa, and the world. This is today's question. Should someone's personal religious beliefs influence their politics? Iriana Marie van der Walt and Ohono Hlage share their thoughts.
I think the inclusion of religion in politics comes very close to the heart of democracy. The point of democracy is that it empowers the average person, every person on the street, to vote for somebody who looks like them, who thinks like them, who shares a similar background, be it cultural, be it religious, be it, we went to the same school. That, I think, is the point of democracy, is so that we can choose a person who represents us. So if religion represents the population, then, that's fine. I don't necessarily think it's wise to have absolute power in one religion. For example, one person who has only one religion, or a group of people who share the same religion, that's probably not wise. But in general, it's probably good to have people who share values with at least a certain subset of the population. And I think this is a way for a person to signal their values. But on the other end of that, there's also the possibility that somebody is virtue signaling through religion, so that they can get more votes, and so that they can, show how pious and how wonderful they are and how wonderful their value system is, when it might not necessarily be. So I think there's two sides to this argument.
Religion, to a large extent, determines the choices that we make in life, be it social orientation, the type of social settings we expose ourselves to, and just that as a guiding principle, I think, will to a large extent determine how a person votes. So if I'm of a very religious background, I tend to believe that people will not be as as liberal and you'd follow hard stances in life. For example, if you're a very religious person, it could lead to a situation where you say, well, I'm not gonna be the person that is gonna vote in favor of gay marriages, or I'm not gonna support this sex before marriage and so on. Whereas, if you do not have that religious influence in your life, you tend to be more liberal, and these things do not make sense for you. And I think you are more focus based. So, by and large, I believe that religion does determine how we tend to vote.
And those are their perspectives. And of course, would certainly love to hear yours. Stay with us as we head to the heartwarming moment of the week.
Spring into savings at Vurman Brock. Get 1.5 kg Real Good Mixed Chicken for $64.99. 5 kg Champion Super Maize for $54.99. 1 liter First Choice UHT Milk for $19.99. 1 liter Nam Milk or Maire or Oshikandela for $26.99. Plus 2 kg Nga hand washing powder for $38.99. Visit vurmanbrock.com to see our full range of spring specials at WB. We care.
A small recording booth on the outskirts of the Congolese capital, Kinshasa, has become a safe space for homeless teenagers to rap and sing about their life on the streets and dreams of a brighter future. Lyrics about theft, abuse, and run-ins with the police lay bare the hardships faced by the few dozen children and young people who attend the Mokili Naposh Cultural Center, a day refuge offering a place to wash, eat, and learn to those in need. The classes are also a chance for the young people to make up for lost opportunities. And there's nothing better than seeing people get an opportunity to express themselves and view themselves in better realities. Of course, viewing oneself in a better reality is currently untenable for Manchester United supporters because every step they take, every move they make, they will be reminded of their dramatic 3-1 loss to rivals Arsenal. We'll be talking to journalist Elizabeth Klebes after the break. In the heart of Africa lies a land of timeless beauty. Welcome to Namibia, where nature's wonders unfold. A land of breathtaking deserts, untamed wilderness, and ancient traditions. Beneath its surface, Namibian diamonds, crafted by nature, coveted by the world. A testament of time. An extraordinary giveaway. Namibia Diamond Trading Company is giving you the chance to win a polished diamond valued at 100,000 Namibian dollars. To enter, simply scan the QR code, send a WhatsApp to 085-785-6231 with #diamond and follow the on-screen instructions. Discover the magic of these unique diamonds. From the heart of Namibia to yours. Joining me now is Elizabeth Klebes, who is a journalist for Namibian Sun. How's it going, Elizabeth?
I'm good. How are you?
I am fantastic.
Awesome.
So we're talking politics and religion. And I've got a couple of questions for you. Do you think that one's religious belief system could influence their political decision-making and policy choices, particularly as a public figure?
I haven't been around in that beat for a long time. So I've just been around for a while. And what I've realized is that if you take that step, say for example, if you decide today that I'm going to run for the presidential office, I don't think it's necessary for you to bring your religious beliefs in there. You could just say that I am deeply inclined to run for office, or I believe that I have something much more or bigger to bring to the table
Yes.
in terms of politics, in terms of change. I don't think it's necessary for you to say that because I'm a Christian or because I'm agnostic or because I'm whatever, I need to run for office. So I don't really think that people should join politics with religion at all.
You don't think it's like a motivator?
No.
You know what I mean?
No.
Of course, it feels a little weird, you know, I guess in Africa, because religion was imposed by politics historically. And of course, other countries do have religion and politics coexisting, but then there tends to be this trend, if you will, and you see it. I remember the Rwandan president once shut down over 100 churches where religion can be used to manipulate and take advantage of people. And to be fair, if there's a realm that could use a lot of manipulation and taking advantage of people, it's politics, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, so sometimes because it's hard to verify a voice from a superpower, you know, from a higher power, you can't hold someone accountable according to what they heard, you know, to something that you personally might not have seen. And yeah, so I can understand your sentiment. So can you share your perspective just on the separation of religion and politics in Namibia?
Yes, absolutely. I think it's important to understand that Namibia, with its long history of trauma in terms of politics, in terms of just having expectations from political leaders and being failed countless times, for someone to come in and say, God showed me to do this, God showed me to do A, B, C, and D in terms of restructuring the economy of the country, you know, just doing anything in their power unemployment, housing, everything like that. To say that a higher power has nudged you to do something, I think that's very manipulative, especially seeing that the majority of the people that would end up voting for this person
are desperate people.
Yes, they're desperate, and they're also very religiously inclined. So now you're coming to someone knowing that this person would trust and believe anything that you say just because you do it in the name of Jesus Christ or you do it in the name of whoever you believe in. That's why those two things, even though it can coexist, I don't think they should be, you shouldn't mix one with the other. Just come and say, this is what I want to do. And just come in and do it on your own accord.
Because actually, I mean, if you do look at the Christian Bible, I would assume one is expected to be a Christian every day. One is expected to be concerned about community in their everyday lives. It's always interesting when people then translate it to also being asked to be responsible for the nation. Very
by
interesting.
who, not by someone that you can literally go to and ask or hold accountable. So now you just have to believe in the words of this politician and believe that the change that you've been dying to receive, the change that you need in the country will now be at the hands of this person.
And now they've also got a safety net, right?
Yep.
If things go wrong, was it them? Or was it the voice of God?
Well, I didn't want to do it. God told me to do it, so look at him.
Who knows?
So those two things, I don't think, even though it can coexist, don't mix the two at all.
All right. Thanks, Elizabeth.
Thank you so much
for having me. Good to have you on the second take. I'm interested to know your thoughts as well. Should politics and religion mix? Let us know. See you after the break. In our TikTok of the week, we found yet another singing politician. Yes, this time the Prime Minister from the island of St. Martin's, Silveria Alfreda Jacobs, makes you want to ask for a little more spice from your local politicians when they campaign. Enjoy.
Make way, the Prime is here. Divine is here. Given that vibe is clear, the woman I am today was made to serve us. Head high, I stand firm, my words hit with purpose. Like stop moving, it's been proven. Women, we're not losing, it's no illusion. You're looking at God's chosen one. Swaliga, St. Martin, you got my attention. To inspire, empower, and build a nation. King, woman, woman.
It's a rap cut. It's over. Done. Woman, yeah, woman, yeah, woman. Trending.
Now that's how you drum up support. We'll be saying goodbye after the break. Politics and religion. Two realms that should be distinct, but in African politics, they often intertwine. When politics is mixed up with faith, it can become a powerful tool for manipulation, power, and control. Leaders can exploit the faithful using religion as a shield for their personal agendas. Yet one could argue that true spirituality should transcend these earthly power games, fostering love, compassion, and unity. And there are good people practicing good politics alongside religious motivation. However, the voter has to do their own due diligence, because when politics is involved, almost nothing is what it seems. For example, this guy once ran for president of the United States. My name is Ashwyn Mberi, and that is The Second Take.